On today's programme, two friends are deep inside Joan of Arc territory, where they're hoping to liberate some French antiques from a local market.
In the future,
are you going?
Can I see a profit?
No doubt there'll be a few skirmishes along the way and some pockets of resistance to overcome.
If the price is right, we're going to buy it and we're going to flog it at a huge profit.
And they'll be praying that they don't get their fingers burned on bad bargains. Let's get ready to rummage. Welcome to Orléans in northern France, a vibrant university city that straddles the River Loire. It also has a bustling commercial and shopping centre that almost totally surrounds the impressive Sainte Croix Cathedral. But the one thing for which Orléans is really famous is Joan of Arc, the warrior maiden who earned her place in French history as a national icon when she trounced the English in the 15th century. Orléans is just 50 miles south of Paris and can easily be reached by car from the capital. This whole area of France is a rich hunting ground for antiques with links to the 100 Years' War and other historic battles. And because there are so many world-class cathedrals, antiques with religious themes also pop up regularly. Well, our teams are certainly hoping that they're going to be blessed with bargains today as they each spend their £350 on French antiques and collectibles. Of course, back in the UK, they're going to have to sell everything in just one day and hopefully at a profit. So the trick is to buy low and sell high. Let's go and meet today's competitors. Today, two friends, Ben and Raj, who met on the UK's barbecuing team. Yes, there is such a thing. Well, they're going to be competing for the prize. Ben is a beer company sales rep from Bristol and he used to be the UK barbecuing champion. So he's keen to cook up a storm for us in the market today.
My antiques collection includes commemorative mugs. They're from all the royal weddings and births. And I also collect Nailsy glass. This is lovely pieces of glass that date back 100, 150 years. And it's named after a town called Nailsy, which is in the West Country, very near Bristol.
On hand with some words of wisdom for Ben is expert James Rylands, whose extensive experience of auction houses and antiques fairs means that he's got his fingers right on the pulse of the British buying public. Competing against Ben is Raj, a trader and company director from northwest London. He's the reigning national barbecue champion, so there's plenty of rivalry simmering between him and Ben already.
I collect mainly antique toys. Antique vintage toys dating back to about 40s to up to about mid-60s, early 70s. So I'm very much looking forward to going out to France. Mind you, having said that, I don't speak French very well, but like they say, you know, actions speak louder than words.
Making sure that Raj buys as well as he cooks is the inimitable Mark Franks, who's been learning the ins and outs of the antiques trade since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. So, now we've met the teams, it's on with the game. Well, good morning, bargain spotters.
Morning, Angela.
Well, I tell you, look, we've got rain instead of sun. We're inland, so there's no sea. But have I got four great bargain spotters?
You bet. Yes, you bet.
Now, Ben, what's on the menu for you today?
Well, I'm going to be looking for some nice glassware, maybe some ceramics, but I'm particularly looking for a nice, interesting French trinket.
A French trinket? Are you going to find those, James?
We shall be looking. But I think for me, the important thing, Angela, is when it's raining, it means lower prices because there are less people here. So we're going to get some real bargains today.
Oh, throwing down the gauntlet already. And Raj, I know you're a businessman. You're used to doing deals. Who have you got in your sights today, particularly?
Well, you know, Angela, I love barbecues, right? So maybe something to do with the kitchen, cooking implements, whatever. But what I'm really hoping to find is an antique toy or a collectible toy or two. You know, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that.
Absolutely, because you love toys, don't you? You collect them,
indeed,
you mend them.
Yes.
So, Mark, what do you think?
In France,
they don't really understand the English toys, so we'll be looking for English toys which we can take back home and sell for more money because they don't know the makes as well as we do.
Well, in spite of the rain, I got two real optimists here either side of me, so let me give you your money. There you are. There's your money belt for you, Ben. And Raj, £350.
Love money. Oh, yes.
£350 worth of euros. And now, this is going to be music to your ears. You have to spend all of it on at least 10 items, okay? Now, you've got your experts to help you and guide you on what will make a good sale, because remember, you're not buying to put in your own homes or your own mantelpiece. You've got to think, is this going to sell when you get home? So keep two words in your minds. Is it collectible or is it rejectable? They'll guide you. They'll also keep a record in their books of everything that you buy. So I can see you're straining at the leash, so if you're ready to go, belt up and let's get buying. And they're off. With the rain lashing down like it is, the stall holders aren't likely to hang around for too long, so our teams are going to have to pick out some bargains in double quick time.
If it was just a bit sort of shinier, it just looks a bit manky, really.
Right.
It's got a cast iron base, a drip tray for your brollies to drip in. It's dripping really well at the moment.
Nice thing, but rejectable on price.
Well, while Ben and Raj dodge the raindrops, let me remind you of the rules. I've given each of them £350 worth of euros, and they have to spend all of it on at least 10 items. They'll then sell those items at a market back in the UK, and whoever makes the most money, that's the winner. Today's market is on the boulevard Alexandre Martin, just outside the centre of Orléans. It takes place every Saturday, and usually over 120 stall holders gather on this tree-lined avenue. But with the rain beating down, some of those have probably decided to cut their losses and stay in bed. Lucky them. Other good markets are held each month in the nearby towns of Amboise and Tours. Both teams still have to get off the starting blocks, but Mark and Raj have sighted a potential first purchase.
That's something nice. What's it for, Mark?
Well, it's for hanging utensils on. Look, for example, here we are. See, just a nice little sieve. Hang on there, and this is sort of the drip tray at the bottom, okay? So you can have ladles.
Convenient.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
What do you think?
The flowers are very nice. They're transfer printed and on top of the enamel, and then. But these chips do bother me slightly, right?
Yeah.
But as a decorative item, I think it's quite viable.
Now, this is very much in the best French tradition, because they were really, really keen on their animal sculpture.
Yes.
And from the 1820s, 1830s, great sculptors like Barry, who actually went to the Paris Zoo and studied animals and then produced sculptures in bronze. And right the way through the 19th century, this school developed called the Animalia School of French sculptors who concentrated just on animal subjects. Enormously popular. I would think they're probably made 1900, 1910, something like that.
Shall we ask for the price?
Yeah.
Let's hear.
C'est combien? 30 euros, 20 quid. Come on.
Do you think 20?
Yeah, try it.
Yeah, 20 francs, monsieur.
20?
Bon,
Oh, you see, you're getting the hang of it now, aren't you?
Ben may have got his euros mixed up with his francs, but it seemed to do the trick. And at £13 for the pair, they should make a roaring profit back in the UK. Well, it may be tipping down, but Raj has still managed to catch a cab.
Well, I found this London taxi, you know.
Let's have a look. What's it say on the bottom?
Corgi.
Now, Corgi was a company that was started in the 50s, and they were the first company to actually introduce the windows into the toys. This one, I would say, probably looks like it's from the 80s, made in Great Britain. Exactly what we've been looking for.
Yes.
There we are. Excellent.
Toy, yes. Maybe she would throw this in with the...
I can only ask.
Let's try it.
OK. Excusez-moi, madame. Je voudrais le dernier prix pour ça, avec le petit cadeau pour ami.
Ah, le petit cadeau.
Yeah, a small gift.
Bon, alors s'il y a le petit cadeau, je vous le fais 60, parce que je la faisais 5 euros. Donc,
She's gone down to 60 because that would be €5. So 60 is 40 quid, €5 about £3.50.
Right.
I suggest that you get out very discreetly
I think so.
a €50 note and offer it to her. Just show that and ask her. Is it possible, madame?
With a smile.
Possible?
Yes.
50?
50.
50, c'est bon. Oh, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. What a beautiful lady.
There you
She's
go.
built. Hey.
Well, Mark and Raj have bagged their first buys of the day, and Raj is particularly chuffed that he managed to find a collectible toy so quickly. Nearby, James has caught sight of a cheeky little trinket.
Well, I just thought, because it's peeing with rain outside, it'd be quite nice to have somebody else that's having a little pee.
Oh, brilliant. What's it made from?
It's bronze,
Yes.
and it's French, and it's made probably about 100 years ago.
Oh, yes.
And I think it was actually made to go on a desk for putting all your bits and pieces. It's not quite big enough for a pen tray. It may have had sort of an inkwell and something else to go with it.
Yes.
Probably on a gentleman's desk, since I'm sure no lady would have had anything as indelicate as this.
Now,
on a
how much
desk.
is he asking?
That is the sad news. He's asking for 70 euros, so about 50 quid, and I think he's probably taking the mickey on that price. So I think we've got to move on.
It's a rejectable.
It's a rejectable, I'm afraid, not a collectible.
Okay.
It's a shame that little chap wasn't cheaper, because our teams have to spend quite a few pennies before the day's through. With the rain bucketing down, the stall holders are admitting defeat and starting to pack up, which means we need to go to Plan B and locate another market in the area. We've driven 20 kilometres south of Orléans to a chateau in the village of Fret de Saint-Aubin. The weather's perked up, and so have our competitors.
Glastonbury evening sun, from where have all the angels come?
James, you must do something about them grey hairs, old boy.
Well, it's good that our teams haven't let the downpour spoil their fun, and that they've managed to keep up their fighting spirit. Remember, it was in this very area of France that the young Joan of Arc battled her way into the history books. As a child, the young woman who was to become Joan of Arc claimed that she heard voices telling her that she was the person who was going to liberate her country from the English occupation. In 1429, the English had laid siege to Orléans for 8 months, and Joan persuaded the French king that she should lead a small French army to send them packing. Well, against all odds, she succeeded, and that proved that the English were not invincible. Well, eventually she was captured by the English and burnt at the stake as a witch, but her martyrdom really inspired the French to get their act together, and 20 years later, they finally kicked them out. In 1920, Joan was declared the patron saint of France, and there are reminders everywhere of her enduring popularity. I doubt, though, that Joan collectibles will be a big hit with the English buyers, so our teams are going to have to hunt for other treasures to take back across the channel.
Do you know what this is?
Rub and tell my future.
No. I know your future. You're going to win this.
What's it saying to us?
In the future.
Are you going?
Can I see
Are you
a
gonna stay?
profit?
Meanwhile, former barbecue champion Ben has spotted something close to his heart.
This is a rotisserie. Look at this. You put any animal, a chicken, on this, push it together, and it holds the chicken whilst it's turning. So
Let's look inside. Oh, look, it's mechanical.
Oh, wow. Now, this must plug in. This must connect.
Well, hang, maybe it goes on that.
That's
Here
it.
we go.
Oh, fantastic. Now,
Oh, look, there's a handle.
wind it up. Does it work?
Yeah, it's moving.
It's moving very slowly, which is what you want when you're barbecuing something. You want it to
the slow
gently-
roast.
Slow roast.
Isn't that amazing?
I like this mechanism inside. And look, there's a bell.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
when it's run out of spin, the bell must go.
It tells you it's oven ready. Well, barbecue ready, anyway.
yes. Oh, fantastic.
I don't think it's as old. If you look at the bottom, there's no real signs of good
Of
age
age,
to it.
yeah.
But what a charming thing. And it's got bubbles in it. You can see all the bubbles in there. Look at that. So what we've actually got is a newel post that goes to the end of the staircase. So as you come down, bad people put their coats on it. But they actually, can you imagine that? It would look stunning, wouldn't it? In a
yes.
big, posh house.
Right, but wouldn't you need a pair? Or is this pretty
No.
good? If it was posh enough, they would have a proper.
Perhaps you're posher than me. I've only got one staircase in
All
my
right,
house.
Fair enough.
While the boys compare the size of their staircases, Ben and James get on with the grind of bargain spotting.
It is a mortar, and what you'd have is you'd have the pestle to go with it, which is the thing you use for the grinding. And these actually date back literally thousands of years. You know, the Romans had them, I think the Egyptians had them, and quite often they'll be made of bronze.
Yes.
This one is actually made of marble. Now, the reason they have these little lobed bits on the corners
Yes.
is that originally this would have been set into a tree trunk
Yes.
outside or a wooden stand, and the lobes stopped it from moving. When you were grinding the things up,
Yeah.
you know, if it was just absolutely circular, it would actually go round when you were grinding. That is an absolutely authentic white marble mortar that's probably over 200 years old, and someone's probably going to use it as a bird bath now.
Great.
The question is, what can we get it for?
Now this is quite a lump. Look at that.
Beautiful, I think.
Isn't it stunning?
I think so.
It's probably been made in Murano, which is in Italy.
All right.
Now look at the bottom, see the wear.
Oh, yes.
So this shows me that it's got plenty of age.
Age, yes.
Probably about 1960s, 70s. Now the only thing that really puts me off about this is the price. 80 euros, which is quite a lot of money. We're talking about near enough 60 quid.
Yes.
And that also is 80 euros. You'd do it for 60 euros, which is 40 quid. Combined, 140 euros,
yes.
which is just under 100 quid the pair.
That's right, yes.
While Raj and Mark decide whether to splash a big chunk of cash on the glass ball and the vase, James picks out another item guaranteed to light Ben's fire.
Ta-da!
Oh, wow. This is a true mini barbecue. So you can put your charcoal or wood in the central area.
And then you can
And
actually,
then-
presumably, you can adjust the heat
Yes.
and the flow by opening and closing this flue. Oh look, it's got a little French maker's name from Lyon. That's probably 80, 100 years old, I would think. But almost it's a little sort of portable picnic one. Look at the little handle.
Wow. I'd love that.
Well, you're not allowed it because if the price is right, we're going to buy it and we're going to flog it at a huge profit. And although you're going to be sorry to see it go, we are in this to make money.
Indeed you are, and with that in mind, Raj and Mark have decided to try and wangle themselves a decent discount.
Madam, how about giving us a best possible price for both the pieces?
Your French is fantastic.
Excellent, isn't it?
Je voudrais le dernier prix pour ça, avec ça.
D'accord.
S'il vous
Alors
plaît,
là,
le dernier.
80.
80.
Oui.
What's one of those?
Vendeur.
C'est bien.
C'est bien.
Ok.
80 euros a pair. We've basically bought one, got one free.
I think so, yes.
We should go and pay her and give her a big fat kiss.
A great price. Must have been Raj's excellent French. Now, I'm not convinced Mark is much better.
Right, do you want the bad news or the good news? Well, I'll give you the bad news.
Okay.
You can't afford that because 100 euros, 80 quid, too much, we'll never sell it. But the good news is, I think there's a bit of profit to be had in the old warmer barbecue and the mortar, because that is about 15 quid,
Yes.
and that's about 18 quid. I think we can make some money on that, don't you?
Let's do that.
Yeah, so what are they?
They are highly collectible.
Yes, you're right, let's snap them up.
James seals the deal, and they bag the mortar and the cooking kit for £33. While our teams continue to hunt and haggle, I've been doing a bit of buying myself. For today's bonus item, I've chosen something that is classically French. I'll tell you what it is in a moment, but a reminder that the bonus item is exactly that. In just a little while, I'm going to give the contestants an opportunity of winning this item off me. Whoever can guess the closest to what I actually paid for it, they get it to put on their stalls absolutely free, which means that whatever they make on it is a bonus. Now, this is what it is. It's a piece of dome crystal. The fact that it's in its original box is very important because that always makes something much more collectible and valuable. And there inside is the dome French crystal. Two little crystal salt cellars which have their original little salt spoons with them as well. The Dome was one of those fascinating companies that started in 1878 as the result of a bad debt, because Jacques Dome, who began the company, was a lawyer and he inherited the company in part payment of a debt. But subsequent generations of the Dome family turned it into one of the most important crystal manufacturers in France. These two little salt cellars were probably made in about 1950. They're marked with the Dome name here, and they are really heavy. They are solid crystal. And whoever guesses how much I paid for this, they can charge what they like, and it could just be enough to swing the result of the competition. Watching our team's bargain spot is a great way to work up an appetite. So I've sneaked away to sample the delights of an Orléans chocolaterie that's been serving up scrumptious delicacies since 1765. Now, if you're on a diet, I suggest this is where you close your eyes, because we're about to feast, not just our eyes, but our tummies as well, on one of the finest chocolate shops in Orléans. This is the Chocolaterie Royale, royal, because in 1765, the Saint-Ouen brothers started to make chocolate for the French royal family. They obviously had a very sweet tooth, that's all I can say, but they're still making chocolate here to exactly the same recipe. And now we can all enjoy them. Well, I'm sure that at one time or another, some of you have collected cigarette cards, football cards, even maybe Pokemon cards. But have you ever heard of chocolate cards? Well, when the brothers started selling their chocolate to the public, they put beautifully coloured cards like this inside the chocolate boxes. And they went on doing that right up until the 1930s. The pictures were absolutely wonderful. They came in series, just like football cards. So these, for instance, are all numbered. There are others that show scenes around France. There are children, birds, flowers, historical characters from France. Wonderful cards, all of them beautifully coloured. And they went on making them right up until the 1930s. The shop and the chocolate laboratory are currently owned by Charles Chavonnet, which means I am in a genuine Charlie's Chocolate Factory, where not only are the recipes original, so are many of the moulds that they use, because the French were actually the first to develop these double-sided metal moulds like this for chocolate. This one dates from 1850, and it's of a wild boar. Not quite sure why you'd want to eat a chocolate boar, but that was what they decided to make it out of. They were all made in animal, fish, people, bells, all sorts of different designs. And nowadays, these are very, very collectible, especially if, like this one, you've got it named and numbered. Now, this one was made by a company called Le Tang in Paris. This is mould number 3030. Now, they are very expensive, the very old ones. So our old boar here, he would fetch at today's prices about £2,500. All of these are made out of tin, whilst these enormous moulds over here, these are copper on the outside, silver on the inside. That's what gives very expensive chocolate that lovely high gloss. Now, they were made at the end of the 1800s, and they're valued at between £6,000 and £8,000. All a bit rich for us, I'm afraid, but hey, who knows what you're going to find when you start to rummage. Back in the market, Ben has discovered a continental curiosity that Groucho Marx would kill for.
Reveal
Now, this cost me £3.50.
Okay, we can't lose. We can't lose.
No, look.
Ah, fantastic.
There's also a razor.
Oh my
some
goodness
blades.
me. I mean, it is the ultimate Frenchman's moustache grooming kit, isn't it? I see you've got, so you comb it, you fluff it up, and then if needs be, you use the razor to cut it. And you've even got a mirror to show you what's going on. Well, I think it probably dates to the 1960s. And I guess the bottom line is, anybody who's got a moustache and walks past the stand when we're selling this in England, you've got to grab them.
Definitely.
Okay, deal?
Brilliant, thank you.
Well, I can't imagine there'll be many more moustache kits on sale back in the UK, and for just £3.50, it should tease out a nice little profit. Meanwhile, Raj has also made a sneaky purchase on his own.
Raj,
I like this. €15.
10 quid.
Yeah, I bought it.
You bought it?
What do you think?
I don't like this.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, you do?
I love it.
Oh, God.
I love
okay.
this because This is classic Art Nouveau. The difference between Art Nouveau and Art Deco is angular, straight lines. Art Nouveau is nature. It's flowing lines. It's botany. Now, we've got all these leaves and berries. We've got the swirling lines going round there. And look at the detail right the way through to the handle. Look at the way the handle flows round and returns back in. This is a fantastic piece. I would say it's probably my favourite buy of the day.
Raj's latest purchase is definitely getting the Mark seal of approval, and for £10, the Art Nouveau planter should grow them a nice profit. Nearby, James is taking some pot shots of his own.
Well, Ben, what do you reckon about these? They're obviously all locally produced, glazed and unglazed pottery vessels.
They would definitely decorate, you know, an area. Perhaps a garden, you could put a plant inside.
Yeah. Or a kitchen. I mean, you know, a lot of people love these sort of rustic kitchens.
Yes. Do you think we should get a few?
Well, let's see. Let's see if we can get a few priced up and take it from there.
Ben and James pick out 3 pots in the best condition and snap up the lot for £40. While our contestants continue to battle it out, James has thrown me to the lions.
James, he looks like a venerable old lion that's seen quite a few summers.
Well, let me let you into a little secret, Angela. In fact, he's a lion cub, and he's probably only seen one summer at the very, very most.
If that, then. So what is he? Because he looks like the genuine thing that stood in someone's garden for years.
No, he does. He does. And this is exactly what people want their garden statue to look like. Covered with moss, covered with lichen, as if he's been there for hundreds of years. Mother Nature actually takes quite a few years to recreate this. And of course, nowadays, you can do it in very, very quick time.
All right, so how'd you do this?
Well, all of this is actually painted on or sprayed on. So we've got a mixture of greens, blacks, and it's a mixture of stippling or spraying.
It looks very old indeed.
It does.
I mean, it is very, very good.
It's very convincing.
Yeah.
I mean, if I turn this upside down, you'll actually see the underneath.
Oh, he's made out of terracotta.
It's terracotta. I mean, that, you can see it's brand new. And of course, the other thing is, if he was sitting on this pedestal after all those years, you wouldn't expect there to be lots of weathering underneath
No, you
him.
wouldn't. All right, so if these were genuine pieces, how much would they compare in cost to what these nice little imitations are?
Well, I mean, it's decorative. These are decorative, and you pay a decorative price of £350 for the pair. Real thing, 18th century, carved stone, you'd be north of £10,000.
I have to start saving my pennies.
You certainly will.
Mind you, I need the garden to go with it.
While our teams keep working their way through their £350 kitties, I'm heading off to the Jeanne factory in the nearby town of the same name to pay my respects at one of the world's most prestigious potteries.
Although it's one of the most famous names in French pottery, the Jeanne factory was actually started by an Englishman. In 1821, he was called Thomas Hall, and he was absolutely passionate about English earthenware, and he wanted to introduce the manufacturing techniques here in France. He started the factory, and they began by producing very ordinary tableware, but then they progressed to making very decorative pieces. Very often, they were illustrated with the coats of arms of the great and noble families of France. They also made lots of wonderful pieces for the great exhibitions. This massive 3-metre-high vase was made for the World Exhibition in 1889. It is absolutely, it's so big you feel you want to give it a hug, but you can't get your arms around it because it's 1.20 metre around. It has no practical use whatsoever. It's a vase, it has a huge peacock here and flowers all up the other side, and it's, I suppose, what you might call a show-off piece. It was a magnificent demonstration of the incredible artistry and the craftsmanship of the potters and the artists here at Jeanne. Between 1852 and 1967, the Jeanne pottery introduced a unique form of numbering and lettering their pieces of pottery so that they could tell exactly in which year every piece was produced. It was not unlike the system that we have for car registration numbers because they used letters of the alphabet. So they started in 1852 at A and worked their way right the way through to 1877 to Z. And because this jug has got an R on the bottom here, and that tells me it was made in 1869. When they got to Z, of course, they had to start again, another 26-year cycle. They stopped using the alphabet in 1967 and just stuck to the little symbols instead. So this plate, for instance, just has a rather nice little castle on it, and that tells me it was made in 1971 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the factory. If you'd like to know more about the Jean pottery, or indeed anything else that we've shown you in the programme today, then why not just log on to our website? We're at bbc.co.uk/lifestyle. We're coming up to halfway through the day, and Ben and James still have £210 left to spend, while Raj and Mark have been splashing more cash and only have £160 left. I think Ben and James could do well with this decanter and 8 glasses, which they got for £20. They also got their hands on a £9 holder for a joint of meat that should pick up some kind of profit. Raj and Mark have bought a pair of pedestals for £27, which should give their stall a touch of class. And a bed warmer for £20. That should deliver a cosy profit. Now remember, all these items have to be sold back in the UK, where our contestants will compete to see who can drum up the biggest profit from their £350 worth of purchases. But will Raj's flamboyant salesmanship win over the hearts and wallets of potential buyers?
You know what? I'm going to wrap it up for you as well.
You're going to wrap it up?
Yeah, as in I'm going to wrap it up, man.
And will Ben and James manage to find any customers with facial furniture?
Has your husband got a moustache?
No, he's got a broken thumb.
Would he like to have a moustache?
But that's all to come, because there's still plenty of buying to be done here in northern France. Now, Raj and Ben, before we get on to the business of finding out who's going to win today's bonus item, I have to ask you both, you are barbecue champions. What is it with men and barbecues? You can't get them near the kitchen normally, set up a barbecue, and you can't tear them away from it.
Well, I think it brings out the caveman in all of us.
Exactly. I agree with that totally.
That's what it is it?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, me Jane, you Tarzan, give me the penny.
That's right, yeah.
I like it. Now, we come to the moment where we have to find out who's going to win today's bonus item. Now, you know what happens here. I'm going to show you what I bought and ask you to guess how much you think I paid for it in pounds. Whoever guesses closest, or even on the button, takes this away, and when you sell it on your stall, therefore, it represents pure profit for one or other of you. Now, there's the name on the box, which is very important. Dome French Crystal. This comes in its box, that makes it even more collectible. Inside, we've got 2 solid crystal salt cellars with their original little spoons. Now, it's marked, it is engraved Dome. Dome is a company which is very, very famous in France. This dates from approximately 1950. They are very collectible. A pair of salt cellars should appeal to the pair of you as you are cooks. How much do you think I paid for that in pounds? Let's start with you, Ben.
£90.
£90. Okay. Raj?
You know, based on what you've just told us about it and just feeling the weight and all, I'd say I'd go slightly higher. I'll take a guess at £95.
I'm obviously a better bargainer than either of you, because what I actually bought this for was £25 and dust.
Wow. Wow. Excellent.
So, hey, if you can sell this for £90 on your stall, that will represent not just pure profit, but it could be enough to swing the competition. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ben. Thank you. Excellent, well done.
Raj is being a very good sport about losing out on the bonus item. Perhaps that's because he's feeling confident that his trading experience will give him an edge at the UK market. Which reminds me, it's time for my next spot of shopping. You know, it is so nice to see this stall full of Jean pottery here at this market, because really it does make the point that we were discussing when we were at the museum, which is that Jean pottery is not only accessible and very affordable, but also very collectible, which is why I've chosen this jug as the prize for today's winner. It's worth about
£200, and the pattern tells us an awful lot about it. This is what we would call paisley, but it's what Jean called cashmere, and it was something that they were producing during their period of Art Deco. And if we turn it over, remember how we can date them? There's an E tucked away up here in the corner underneath the glaze. That says it was made in 1938. But more importantly, this little castle here with the word France underneath it, that indicates that this was specifically made for the export market, which means that at some time this little jug left France, went to England perhaps, found its way back here to France, and now is about to go back to the UK as the prize for whoever wins today's competition. The stall holders are starting to pack up, and there's not a lot of shopping time left, so our teams need to track down those bargains and spend, spend, spend.
We've still got over 100 quid to spend, and we've probably got less than an hour. People are beginning to pack up. It looks as if it's going to start raining, so we have got to find probably maybe one or two more really good things. Look, the tarpaulins are going on. We've got to be quick about this.
What about that clock?
Well, I've got to be honest, I do buy a lot of these in France, and there's one good reason, because they're really good value for money.
Right.
Can you tell by the shape of it what sort of period it's from? Any idea?
It's like Art Deco, isn't it?
Spot on. Now, the actual face is quite important, because you look at the numbers, they're very angular. There's no roundness. Look at the 6, it's basically squared off. It's definitely Deco in style. Geometric, okay? Now, the chrome on this is fairly good, because it hasn't been cleaned or messed around with. And that's important. The glass is there, not broken, superb. Now, these are what are called garnitures, okay?
Right.
So they would sit either side. Ah, there we are, look. Something's missing. But earlier on, I did see something which I think would suit this fine.
While Mark plans a marriage made in heaven for his clock, James has discovered a pair of lonely garnitures pining away for a timepiece.
Look at these, pair of these. Almost certainly had a clock to go with them, just by themselves. Very stylish. So simulated tortoiseshell and simulated mother of pearl, but period, I mean, you know, 30s.
Yes.
They're just under 100 quid. People will look at them and say, great, where's the clock? Time to move on.
Yep.
A rejectable for Ben, but Mark has spotted a bright prospect.
But I'll tell you what I think's really stylish is this lamp. The base is probably wooden. It's been highly polished and lacquered to make it black, coming up to a base metal, then the glass bowl where it would actually hold the paraffin. Very, very nice. Now, these were very, very popular throughout Victorian times, and it wasn't really until the 1920s that people stopped using them because electricity came into homes then. I've seen these sell for over £200 in the UK. Here, it's €75, which is roughly 50 quid, and I think it's an absolute steal.
Keen to flash some cash, James has picked out another rustic treasure.
It's basically, it's quite old. It's probably made 1890, 1900. All this gilded wire work. It's quite intricate. I like that. Yeah, do you like it?
Great.
That's another £14 spent, but there's still money burning a hole in their pocket.
OK, so we like the clock, we like the lamp, there's a few other bits, but what I really want to do is go and try and buy that bit to fit this before we buy it.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Because if that's sold, there's no point buying this.
OK.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'm pretty sure it was on this stool somewhere. There we are. That is going to fit on that clock, and it will actually make that stunning.
The bird is £14, and if Mark is right and it does perch nicely alongside the clock, then it could prove a real high flyer back in the UK. With time ticking away, Ben and James are raiding one of the few remaining stalls for all the bargains they can find.
Should we hit the stand? We know he's cheap. Let's just build a pile and see if we can do a deal. Yeah? What do you like?
Raj and Mark are also hoping to do a bulk buy from their stall to help them spend up, and they've picked out a large mirror as a potential final purchase.
Right, let's stop there and have a look at what we've got. first thing you notice is the bevel glass.
bevel, yes.
Shows a bit of quality. It means that
Exactly, yes.
it's cost a bit more when it's
Right,
new.
yeah.
And do you know what this bit here is called? This bit actually lifts off. This is called a gallery, okay?
Oh, right.
And these are called finials.
Finials.
Right, so these are little turned finials. Really, just a little bit of extra detail. Shows it's a bit better quality.
Okay.
Now, the big question is, Raj, how much money you got left? I reckon you should have 120 euros left.
Spot on.
120 euros. Roughly £80.
Raj and Mark are getting ready to try and seal their final deal. But Ben and James pit them to the post with a rather eclectic assortment of items.
7 items, 35 quid, deal done, we're finished.
Great, thank you
Well
very
done,
much.
mate, and good luck when it comes to selling them.
I'm not sure if their final purchases are the most tasteful, but at least Ben and James have spent up. And Raj and Mark are hot on their heels.
Monsieur, bonjour. Bonjour. Ça va? Bonne fête. Le pendu, déco, avec le... La lampe? Le lampe, le mirror.
130.
Oh. It's possible 100? He said 130. Fair old deal.
That's the whole lot. Jack.
That's it. 120? It's a good
With a
price.
handshake. With a handshake.
I think it's rather good.
Thank you very
Merci
much.
beaucoup. Check the money.
The stall holder accepted £80 for the clock, the lamp and the mirror, meaning that Raj and Mark end the day on another great deal.
What a good man. 120 euros for them 3 items, 80 quid, and we've got no money left.
We nailed it.
Both teams are now thoroughly spent up, which brings us to the end of a day of rain and shine in Orléans. Remember, our contestants had £350 each and a minimum of 10 items to buy. Ben and James notched up a big total of 29 buys, while Raj and Mark went for pricier purchases and bought only 14 items. I think Ben's £3.50 moustache kit is a great novelty purchase, but those kitsch deer statues might prove a hard sell. I'm predicting a good return for Raj's £27 Newell Post crystal ball. And who could say no to that little London cab that he picked up as a freebie at the beginning of the day? Well, it has been quite a day, guys. We started in the pouring rain in the city. We've ended in the sunshine in the country at a fabulous chateau. The big question is, how has this affected your bargain spotting today, Ben?
We've had a great day. We've bought just about 30 items, and as the French say, c'est magnifique.
Oh, but what is your most favourite piece?
Well, it's got to be this item. It's not really an antique, but I just love it for the novelty value.
Well, you said you were looking for French novelties, so you've obviously found one. But James, at the beginning of the day, you said that you thought that the rain would help you with the prices. Did it?
No, it certainly did, Angela. I think, you know, in the rain, less buyers, but let's face it, rain or shine, we spotted the bargains, didn't we?
You also, of course, won the bonus item, which means that you've got a bit of catching up to do now, Raj, haven't you?
Indeed.
Yes. I mean, are you confident in the things you've bought?
Not only are we confident, we're almost certain.
Well, I mean, you are someone who is used to negotiating in business, so
Oh,
how
yes.
did your bargaining skills come out today?
Oh, we haggled a lot, and I think price-wise, we won just about whatever we wanted to pay, we ended up paying for.
He was excellent.
Well, you may have agreed on everything, but
Oh,
what are
yes.
you doing buying damaged goods?
Is that damaged?
Well, you're absolutely right, Angela. It was damaged, but miracle of miracles, I found the bird that is going to fit on there absolutely perfect. Look at that.
Right.
We've had a very good day.
Right. Well, the thing is, both of you are clearly very good at cooking up a storm at a barbecue. But let's see now if you can whip up a profit at a UK market, because that's when we'll see you next, and we'll see you there too. We've come to Swinderby, which is in the heart of Lincolnshire, and it's here that our teams are hoping that they're going to be able to flog all of their French fanciables. We're on the site of what used to be an RAF station, only now it plays host once every 2 months to an absolutely massive antiques fair. The dealers come here from all over the UK, from Europe. There are even a couple from America, which means the competition is pretty hot. So Raj and Ben, the barbecue men, are going to have to turn up the heat if they want to make some really profitable sales today, because of course whoever rakes in the most profit, they'll be the winner and will take home this lovely piece of Jeanne pottery. They're both hot to trot, so let's get selling. Ben and Raj may be used to the cut and thrust of barbecue championships, but with just one day to sell everything and the threat of rain again, they'll have to pull out all the stops to succeed in this game. Raj has brought along some blue velvet to give his stall an extra touch of class.
Raj, do you see what I see in the crystal ball?
I do.
Raj's riches and Ben's boot sale. What is all that junk? Look at
We're not going to talk about that,
Looks
are
like
we?
a car crash,
I know.
isn't it? Look.
It's embarrassing, you know.
It is. It's a shame
Actually,
we have to be
we
near
should
that.
have the stalls way apart.
We
you know?
should,
This is
shouldn't
like-
we?
Here at Swinderby, the thing is that this fair is huge. There are thousands and thousands of stalls. And that means that the pressure is on you big time because you have got to get the punters onto your stall rather than anybody else's.
Let's price this stuff up.
Go on, then.
We've got this lovely utensil rack,
Yeah.
nice bit of enamel, good bit of kit.
What do you
Cost us
reckon?
30 quid. 45?
And of course, we're ignoring all that stuff on the other table because that is Raj's rubbish. And it's still going to all be there at the end of the day.
Right, and the wicked Murano bars.
I want profit on that, big time. Yeah.
£27. I mean,
We start with, what do you reckon? I reckon a ton.
about 100 quid?
Yes.
Yeah. 100? I think 100 is a good starting
100 's
price.
a good start.
What I would probably suggest is we just keep it a nip under 100. You know when you go to a car showroom
Yeah.
and the car's priced at £6,999
No, yeah.
and you go home and you say to your
Yeah.
missus,
Yeah.
seen a car for £6,000.
You think
It's
6
not.
grand, yeah?
It's
Yeah.
7 grand.
7 grand,
So if we
yeah.
say 95,
95.
then
Yeah.
that's really nearer the mark.
That's right, yeah.
There's some immediate interest in Raj's Newell post ball, but we bring in the profits that they predicted.
You know you want it. It's there, you know. It wants to go with you guys.
60 is your best price.
For you. And I'm killing myself with that price, but there you go. 60 is good, believe me. You won't regret it, you know. Yeah, I got some bubble wrap. I'll wrap it up for you.
It's hardly killing you, Raj. You've got off to a great start and more than doubled your money. Meanwhile, Ben and James are hoping to seal their first deal of the day by selling their joint holder.
We've come down from 20 to 15.
Yeah, which is a good start.
It's a good start. Bid us.
10 and I'll have it.
10, I don't know. Tell you what, we'll do it for 12. We'll split the difference.
Go on, I'll buy it for 12.
12. Right. There we go. May give you great joy.
Thank you very much.
I should be testing it out tonight because I've got a leg of lamb. So
Oh, let's remember the leg of lamb is more expensive than the joint holder. We did you a really good deal.
£3 is a tasty little profit, and at least it's getting put to immediate use. Next door, Raj's orange vase has caught the eyes of some potential buyers.
Come and get me.
So it's not 70 for cash then?
75. I'm killing myself at that price, but there you go, you know.
Raj is martyring himself again, but he's nearly tripled his money on that vase. Ben's going to have to work really hard to close the gap, and surprisingly, it's his decorative deer that come to the rescue.
Best price on these.
2 deer for 12 quid. Sounds cheap, doesn't it? It's not deer. That's what we're trying to say to you. Not deer at all.
£10.
10, it's a deal.
It's a deal.
Okay.
Super.
Now, what else can we interest you in?
this vase is nice.
Groovy, funky, and 12 quid? 10 it is.
10 it is.
It's worth bearing in mind that Ben bought over twice as many items as Raj back in France, and if he can go on making plenty of small sales like these, then he's very much in the race. Well, confident that Raj can cope on his own, Mark can't resist not only checking out the opposition, but also seeing what else is on offer.
You were looking at baby china, Mark. Are we expecting the patter of tiny feet in the Frank household?
I do hope not. I've not been home for about 2 months. If we have, it's something to do with the milkman, that's for sure.
So what's this all about then?
Well, there's quite a lot. When we look at something like this, there's quite a lot to be said about it, right?
Now, I mean, normally you would expect in baby china these days for it to be Beatrix Potter, wouldn't you?
Beatrix Potter, very, very popular. But this is Bunnykins. Now, Bunnykins has got a great story behind it. Let's start by turning it over and seeing what we can see. We've got the Royal Dalton mark there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know, but Royal Dalton originally started making soil pipes to take waste away and all sanitary ware and stuff like that before they even thought about doing china and flatware and tableware. Now, this was designed by a lady called Barbara Vernon. This is her name there. Now, Barbara Vernon, her father worked for Royal Dalton, and she was actually a nun. And in her convent, she wasn't allowed to do drawings apart from when she'd finished all her chores, all her praying, and that of an evening, by candlelight, she'd done these wonderful drawings. Now, there was one other rule. She wasn't allowed to make a profit. So she's done the drawings for free. And originally she's just done them for the fun, and they're all lovely, homely family images. But all these drawings and all that hard work, do you know how much you earn out of it? Not a penny.
Back at the stalls, Raj is hoping to make more than a few pennies on his mirror.
Someone spent a very, very long time making this. You know, all this hand done, no machines.
Yeah.
You know, that's, you know.
So we'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
What kind of price are we looking at?
For you, 60 bucks.
Pounds,
Well,
not
60 bucks.
Pounds, love.
60 pounds.
Really?
60 pounds.
Okay,
60 pounds.
it's a little bit more than I want to pay.
I am throwing it away at that price, mate.
I bet you're not. And Ben's also aimed high, pocketing a £22 profit on 3 earthenware pots. He also manages to sell the bonus item, those lovely dome salt servers, for £30 of pure profit. Ben may not be as flamboyant as his friend, but his softly approach might yet win the day.
Look, I'll give you a special deal on this, okay?
Go on.
Right? £50, that's it.
How about 35?
I don't know.
I've got
Why
the
don't you
cash.
meet in the middle? 45.
Go on, 40, buddy.
45, man.
40.
Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Take the man's money.
There it is.
There you go, £40. Man, look, you have got a bargain, believe me, you know?
Raj's gift of the gab lands him another £13 of profit.
You know what? I'm going to wrap it up for you as well.
You're going to wrap it up?
Yes. Okay. As in, I'm going to wrap it up, man.
While Raj is cozying up to the customers, Ben and James are trying to interest the ladies in their moustache kit.
Now, hang on, has your husband got a moustache?
No, he's got a broken thumb.
Would he like to have a moustache?
This is super.
Look at this. This is your French moustache kit. So you've got a brush, little razor blade. So I think you'd look great with a moustache, you know.
I'd like to see you with a moustache, James. Their continental curiosity did rather well in the end, tripling its money. It's now halfway through the day and time for me to see how Raj and Ben, the barbecue men, are coping with the pressure.
OK, guys, so what's the scoop here? Raj, your stall is virtually empty.
Almost.
Ben, you've still got so much to sell. I mean, they tell me that anyone who shows any interest in anything on your stall, you're halfway around the market trying to get a sale.
I'm following them around. Oh, you said you're going to buy that. I've been waiting in the cold for you. I've delivered stuff to people's cars. If their excuse was too many handbags, I said, OK, no problem. I'll carry it to your car. Give me the money. And it's worked so far, you know.
Ben, you seem to be taking a much more kind of laid-back approach to the whole thing.
That's right. I've sold about a third of the items. We sold the bonus item. We got £30 for that.
So you're 30 quid ahead?
Yes.
But you've got a lot of catching up to do.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to work hard this afternoon and drag those customers in.
You're going to follow his lead then?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, you are in competition, so you're not allowed to help him to do this, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it.
Oh, hey!
Help him?
Hey! Is this friendship going to survive?
Oh, this friendship is going stronger by the day.
Well, it's a good job they're firm friends because the competition is really heating up. With the clock ticking, our teams are now under great pressure to take a few losses to shift their remaining stock.
Come on then.
Well, 12.
Afraid not. £8.
Oh,
What do you think?
I think it's getting late in the day. I'd say we're going to go for it.
OK then. Yeah, it's a deal.
It's a £5 loss, but every pound in that money belt counts. Raj has found a young customer for his deco clock, now proudly sporting its bird ornament.
I want you to have this, right? For you, I'll make a special price. £35.
Bit much.
I'll tell you.
25? 25?
No, I want you to have it, but you got to pay for it. This is beautiful stuff. I'll tell you what, right? Because I want you to have it, £27. How about it? It's yours.
Yeah.
Shake on it. There you go.
Deco is normally a winner in the UK, but today it wasn't a high flyer. The heavens have now opened again, just as they did in Orléans, but James isn't going to let it rain on his parade.
Anything you want for a fiver? Anything. Cost 40, sell for 5. Ah, sir, I can see you've got lots of brass. How about a foot warmer? 5 quid. 5 quid. Cost 20, 5 quid. Sold, good man.
That's £5 for the portable cooking kit. But Ben's still got plenty of stock to shift. Raj does well with his London cab, which he picked up as a freebie and made £8 on, which means He's only got a pair of pedestals left. At last, Ben has some interest in his glassware.
£26.
No.
They're lovely. It's a little bit high for you.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your better price?
23.
Can you make it 20?
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. 20 it is.
At this stage, breaking even on a sale is no bad thing at all. They're desperate for someone to take a shine to their light as well.
£2 is all we're asking for a 4-light chandelier.
There's a gentleman here.
What are you flogging there?
It's a wonderful deco chandelier. You've got 4 original shades. £2 is all we're asking. Hang on, what have you got there?
That's a chicken tikka masala for one at Traders in there. I'm just delivering it.
Well, listen, not so fast. I haven't had any lunch. Have you had any lunch?
No.
OK, £2 and a chicken tikka masala.
£1, and I do a deal with a curry.
It's a deal. It's a deal.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're keeping their strength up for the final push. As expected, though, Raj is the first to race across the finishing line, selling up in grand style by flogging his 2 pedestals to a passing trader.
Sold out, mate. Yeah. What did you say? Raj is rubbish? I don't think so.
The boot sale, Ben's boot sale still going on.
Well, the boot sale, as Mark calls it, is nearly at an end.
Right, everything on this table, £5 for the lot. A table full of antiques, £5, clear the decks. £5 for the whole lot.
Because if people see me on the telly, they know I'm interested in clocks.
Oh, OK, you like the clock. Well, I'll tell you what, you have the clock for £5 and we throw everything else in for free.
Yeah,
how's that?
Okay,
Great.
yeah,
Is that a deal?
Fair enough.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
That job lot lost Ben and James £22, but they still managed to sell up before the rain stopped play for good.
Great, Ben, put it there. We have finally sold everything. We cleared the table. But I'll tell you what, those guys, they may have sold a lot quicker than us, but it's the old proverb of the tortoise and the hare, and we are the tortoises, and I reckon we're still in with a chance to win. So let's get out in that rain. We're out of here.
Despite the rain, both teams managed to empty their tables. No mean feat when you remember that they only had one day in which to buy and one in which to sell. Ben took some real pot luck today, making £22 profit from his earthenware jars. His biggest disappointment was the lamp, which lost £9, even though he and James had a curry thrown in. Raj did exceptionally well with his orange Italian vase, which delivered nearly a £50 profit. But his deco clock, despite the addition of the bird, completely failed to take flight and lost £14. The big question still remains, though. Who made the biggest profit from their £350 spend? And will the tortoise or the hare be the real winner today?
Well, guys, it may have rained on your parade today, but I have to say full marks because you've all still got smiles on your faces. Mind you, it did rain when you were in France, so I suppose it's about par for the course, this really, isn't it? Well, I have to say, Ben, I mean, you had a bit of a slow start, but you came good at the end.
We did. We had a big rush at the end.
Well, thousands were killed in the rush at the end. we were fighting them off.
Did you find it more difficult than you expected, then?
I did, yes. It's a difficult and challenging market.
James, how about you? I mean, what do you think? Did you get your tactics right on the things you bought in France?
Well, no, I think we did get it right. But what was interesting to say is having that fast finish. I mean, it was the old hare and the tortoise. These guys cleared the decks really quickly. We got there in the end, didn't we?
We did.
Absolutely. Well done. And as for you, sir, out there, nobody was safe in this market today from you. But you are a trader. I mean, that is what you do. Did you find the sort of buying and selling you normally do very different from what you were having to do today?
Oh, yeah, extremely so. And, you know, to convince people in this market, it was a tough one, I think.
A tough day.
Really tough.
What are you really pleased about today, though, Mark?
Well, the main thing I'm really pleased about, and if I was wearing a hat, I'd be taking it off. Raj is not only an excellent buyer, and he's nearly as good as me. But when his selling comes, he can sell sand to the Arabs. I'm amazed. He's the best salesman I've ever worked with.
And you probably finished earlier than perhaps any contestant we've had.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have to wait for James and Ben. We'd have been home by now.
That's good to know.
Well, actually, I have to say, in the circumstances, you have both done incredibly well. Ben, you were £40 short of your total. You made £310. You pleased with that?
Yeah, no, I think given trading conditions, I think that's all right.
I think you did really well. You, on the other hand, Raj, went the other way. Not quite £40, but £39 over the 350. You made £389. Yes. Congratulations, which means
you very much.
You are the winner. Now, you remember when we were in France? I went to the Jean pottery, and there we go. A genuine piece of Jean pottery. I hope a very happy reminder of your rainy time, not just in France, but also here at Swinderby. Congratulations
Thank you
to
very
you both.
much.
Thanks to our experts, and thanks for joining us, and I hope that you will join us when we go garden spotting again. Until then, from all of us, goodbye.
Goodbye.